Welcome back everyone, sorry about the microphone earlier, I just noticed, thank God I look at the chat. You're watching the RSL Rhythmics 3, this is Braddock against Bly. Braddock is up 2-1 right now, and after two very solid games in the first two games, Braddock did fall in the last game on Entomb Valley to Bly's very nice defection of Braddock's semi all-in, I would say. So I'm really hoping Braddock will come back to his standard and usual heavy macro style. He didn't go for a commentator first this game, but I wouldn't be surprised to see one rack expand. And Bly being very active in all those games against Stern, scouting very early on with the drone. I don't think he wants to get too racks too much because he likes to go for hatch first. So I think that's what he's looking for most of the time, and now he's going to be able to clear out a lot of those positions where you could usually see a 2 racks being made from a Terran, and his drone is going to do a bit of harass as well. So this drone scout, I actually like it. I like to play with more informations than not. And Braddock is actually scouting very early on for the first time here. In the previous games he just did his own thing, made a barracks command center or command center first, or whichever build he likes to go for, and then scouted later on around the 4th minute, 4.5 minutes. But in this game he scouts very early on. So maybe a metagame choice here by him. This drone gonna try to block the expansion of Braddock for some time, but the Marine is out, so it's not gonna be possible. And this one Overlord should be able to get in a good position to scout here. Marine shooting at it now, but it's gonna get away. Second depot going up at the ramp. And we will see if Braddock chooses to go for bioplay here or mech. We should know about it pretty soon, seeing if he goes for the 2 refineries. So he's actually at least gonna open factory in Hellions, most likely, maybe even a Banshee. I know those Russians like them Banshees. They like to fly around killing stuff like pilots. They're very good with them. 3 SCVs being put on the first gas immediately, 3 on the second one, and the command center nearing completion at the expansion of Braddock. 2 queens being made for Bly very early on here, and he's actually gonna go again for the very quick 4 queens. And I like this play as well, just because I think creep spread is such a powerful tool in the Zerg's artillery. Where is this Overlord? I thought this Overlord was headed for this island, like to live happily ever after, but actually turn around. This island is so cool. Another Overlord here being sent out. Gonna take position right behind the 3rd base of Braddock. Very nice Overlord scouting so far in all of these games by Bly. He might have lost to us and beat down 2-1 against Braddock right now, but he's doing a very good job with a lot of those things in his play. I would say the thing he's been lacking was try to go for more macro heavy style. He stays on 2 bases too much, and at least against Stern. And he doesn't make macro hatch almost ever, or at least very late. And actually in the last game he made a macro hatch pretty early on, I would say, at his natural, and it went very well for him because he won that one, so maybe he should learn from it. Very nice Overlord timing here, 6:20 seconds, he sends the Overlord to scout the Terran tech. Take note people, he does see those 2 Raxes. In the previous game Braddock chose to cancel them, but since it went very badly for him from there, he's gonna let them get up this game, I believe. And Engineering Bay again, so he's actually going for the build he kind of wanted to go in the last game, and I like this bunker. Creep spread progressing here for Bly. A wall off here with 2 evolution chambers, and speed being researched right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see a lair start really soon here. And he's actually scouting even the 4th base with this Overlord. This is so nice. And Braddock not committing too much so far. He's gonna wait for a lot more Hellions before he starts doing anything. And Mauler being made, as well as combat shields. So we're gonna have 2 tech lab barracks and 1 reactor. I'm not sure if this is standard. He's getting +1 very early on here. No starport has begun, so we might see a big push here with a lot of Hellions and Bioforce. But he's still making SCVs right now, doing a very good job of not getting supply blocked. chaining, you see, those supply depots. And in the meantime, Bly is actually adding the third hatch as a micro hatch in his natural, a roach warren as well. And he's upgrading those upgrades for roaches. This is so weird because he scouted by over this. He seems to want to go for roaches. Or actually, this might be a safety roach warren. He might not make any roach. He might just go for Ling Infestor, and then this missile upgrade will just play for those infested terrains. And as I say that, he goes for 14 roaches. So this is actually so bizarre from Bly. Yeah, he did scout the barracks. Maybe he anticipates some kind of big all-in or push coming out of Braddock. And Braddock is actually going to throw down a missile turret in each of his bases just because he's a little bit afraid of those mutas that might come at him. And he didn't feel like spending a scan on scouting. So he just makes those for safety. And instead of losing, I forgot how much it is for scan exactly, how much minerals you lose. He just spends 200 minerals on those turrets, plus the mining time he lost from the STVs. And I guess it's about the same in the end as scanning, but at least in any case, this turret might come into effect later on. Like, he knows he's safe against mutas now, and even if there is some overlords somehow dropping or whatever coming into there, or some infestors burrowed around his mineral lines, he's going to be able to spot them later on. So this is actually a pretty good move here by Braddock. Starport is being made, and Braddock is actually going to go for siege tanks. He did fly back his factory to the back of his base, swapped it with the barracks, and those roaches, they are moving out on the map now, but there's such a huge force here for Braddock. I don't even know where he's getting this many bunkers. This force is so strong. He has steam pack, he has combat shield, and oh my god, he shouldn't have steam. Bly moves out as he realizes there is too much for him to make any real damage. And this is again really good here by Bly. This is going to buy him a lot of time before Braddock can actually land and start mining out of this space. And Bly's third is actually very late as always. And I'm not sure why he always takes his third so late. He doesn't seem to feel very comfortable with a quick third against Terran, or maybe this is not the trend these days. Baning Nest going down now. I think Bly with this attack, he realized how much bioforce there was for Braddock, and I think he might be afraid of a very strong two-base timing right now, but oh, he might be able to spot this command center. No, the Overlord dies first. But Bly is aware that those rocks are down, and this is most likely going to be a third base. So Bly is just going to start preparing for whatever might be thrown at him. And right now he's 1-1 on his roaches, getting +1 attack melee units for the Zerglings. And he's going to start adding Infestors. A unit he's very fond of, as most of the Zergs are. A second factory is being made here by Braddock, so I think he wants to go for heavy tank play. But +2 attack for his Marines and Marauders is being researched. And Bly actually going to scout with one roach. This unit is so cheap that you can actually scout with it. And the roach is actually going to get it. Oh no, it doesn't. Didn't get the SCV, but it does burrow it. I don't think Braddock is going to need to scan this, just because it's only one roach and it will be a huge waste of money. So he's just going to sit here for now. He has tanks in position as well to potentially defend from everywhere. Look at this tank. It's like twisted over, like a crane or something. Looking very weird. Bly moving out now, 165 supply to the 133 of Braddock. We have 93 army supply for Bly to the 72 of Braddock. And Bly actually could do some nice damage if he moves up there and kill this twisted tank. And just keep putting some pressure on, just because Braddock right now is making 2-2 for his Bioforce, 1 attack for his tanks. And we might see a big push coming before Bly could reach Hive. Bly is still on lair, he's leaving a couple Infestors in his main. I really like this, just in case a drop comes. Oh, he actually, I think he saw this drop coming, so, and just as I said, oh, I'm always wrong. This is what you need to know about me in StarCraft, I'm always wrong. Okay, did see this medivac now, and very nice dual drop here by Braddock, dropping 2 places at once, but Bly being very ready for it. And he has units everywhere. And Braddock is actually starting to have a quite sizable force. I wouldn't be surprised if he moves as he hits 2-2. He's tries to drop this in the main to bring Bly's army out of position, and then just moves out with this big army. That's what Terrence usually do, but look at Bly. He left a couple rushes in his main, so he's going to be able to defend against this one drop very easily. Those infestors building up on energy quite much here. Oh, he might get a fungal. Yeah, nice fungal here. Nice target fire here by Braddock. Almost does get one of those infestors, but doesn't. Units lost, 2,500 for the Terran player, 1,300 for the Zerg player. And we have Hive on the way, being almost finished, lining up perfectly with the Spire. And Braddock is dropping in the main to try to bring the Zerg army out of position, as I said, but Bly did leave all those roaches to get rid of this. Bly is going to be in the 4th base very shortly here. And he should really start investing into those gases, maybe take a 5th as well. Look at Bly's money. He's so rich. 82 drones right now, 2,500 minerals. The more Braddock waits, the worse this is going to get for him. He's getting +2 attack for his tanks and +3 attack for his marines, but even if he has a lot of production facilities, this is going to be so hard for him. I think he's actually waiting to get a little bit more army than this so that he can be matched perfectly with the Zerg, but actually he decides to move out now, and a lot of those tanks get fungal immediately. Very nice target fire on those infestors, sniping a whole couple of them. Braddock with 170 supply to the 151 of Bly. He might have done a very nice push here by killing a lot of those units, but Bly with the nice injects going to be able to remake a lot of army ASAP, and he's going to try to repel this attack as soon as possible just so that he could reach Ultralisks or even Broodlords. And I think Braddock could have pressed the issue maybe a bit faster, but he was just anticipating the reinforcements for Bly. He doesn't siege here, and Bly engages immediately. You see this creep spread coming into effect again here. Bly's units and army having vision at all times of Braddock's. And Bly is actually going to sack his 4th base here. He has a 5th on the way, which is going to most likely become his 4th later on. This is actually a very smart idea of Bly to sack this base, just because he should have Ultras on the way very soon. He's actually choosing not to go for Ultras. I think he's going to go straight to Broodlords. But regardless of that, I think it was smart to let this base die, because if he engaged this and lost, he would have lost the game if he had lost the fight to this army. So now Bly knows that Braddock is on the move and pulling back. He's not siege, so he's going to try to catch him out of position, but rest of his units was too far behind, so he does pull back. Oh wow, this was so close. If Bly had managed to drop creep below this command center on time, he could have delayed the expansion by a little bit more, but that's not going to be the case. Lots of SCVs for Braddock here should be getting transferred here. And our Braddock is actually just gonna try to max out here, get a lot of barracks and get his macro up. It will be very hard for him to get a force, just because there is so much creep here, and it will take forever to get rid of. But I think he's just gonna move on to this base. Very nice scan here by Braddock, getting rid of a lot of those units. And a big army here by Bly as well. He's just started 3-3 attack and melee, attack and carapace for melee units, but this is not going to come into effect in this fight. And a couple Broodlords, his 6 Broodlords, I think he's going to let them shoot a little bit at first. Taking a look at Braddock's point of view here. He has all these tanks, he snipes this base, he sees those Broodlords coming for him, he's just going to sack 2 of those tanks, I mean let them die, and move back with his army. Very nice choice here. And as this happens, he throws down a couple starports here. In the meantime, he tried to drop into the main of Bly and potentially snipe the infestation pit or the greater spire, but he didn't make it. Look at those queens, they're ready to transfuse anything. They should transfuse each other actually. And those Broodlords moving out alone on the map here. Braddock doesn't notice. He might have been able to steam and with a couple marines and maybe snipe at least 2 or 3 of them. Because of that, he's just going to play defensively for now with this PF. Just waiting maybe on some more Vikings. Okay, he does team now with a couple marines and snipe 2. Yes, 2. Very nice snipe here by Braddock. There's going to be only 4 Broodlords now. He can just wait here with his army. Let those Broodlings die as they land. But look at Bly's economy is just so insane this game. He should just bring his queens here and keep on pushing like this and trade cost effectively. And there will be almost no chance he could lose. Braddock decides that this is too much, he cannot wait any further, and he moves in for the kill, steams his entire army. And there is just so much army for Bly, but for Braddock as well. He should be able to get rid of this army, but Bly is going to be able to remake another army very comfortably. Those infestors, they do get out. And the creep spread on this side of the map was removed earlier, and Bly didn't work again on it, so those infestors are going to be very slow. Couple marines here trying to get rid of this hatchery on the left-hand side of the map. And look at the big ultra switch here from Bly. Braddock doesn't want to waste any time. He realizes there might be late game units like Ultralisk or Broodlords on the way, so he decides to move in and just try to basically eliminate Bly now, or at least kill his whole army and maybe one of the bases. He knows he has to make something happen right now just because his economy is so weak, and he knows his opponent's economy is so good. But somehow he chooses to stall the attack a little bit more. I think he's just going to send a couple marines here, try to snipe this and keep this position sieged, waiting for Bly's units to engage. And Bly chooses to go for it, but this time he's not joking around. He has a lot of Ultralisk, he has Corruptors to get rid of those Medivacs, and he's going to be able to kill this very easily. Oh, nice Fungal here, catching 5 of these Vikings. If he can chain Fungal and kill all those, it will be very good for him. It doesn't... this one actually doesn't have a Fungal. Bly does clean up this attack and those couple units here, and Braddock really should be pulling back those Vikings. But actually he realizes there is no more energy, all those infestors, so he goes forward and tries to get a bit of scouting done with those Vikings, but Bly is not going to sit around and let Braddock remax very easily. He's just going to attack now and try to do some damage with those Ultralisk while they are still useful. He does get caught out, a little bit out of position here. Braddock has to be careful not to overextend, and Braddock, he did clean a little bit of this creep here, but a very nice burrow on this Zergling here, going to be able to delay the potential 5th base of Braddock here. And Braddock's macro is so impressive. I guess he doesn't have that much money, but he's just spending it so well. And even if his attacks are not really working right now, he's still somehow in this game with a little bit of a supply deficit. Bly right now moving around a whole bunch with all those Ultralisks and Roaches. He's getting the +3 missile attack. Oh, I didn't miss this hatch, killing snipes. Nice move here by Braddock. He's going to delay his opponent's economy a little bit. I guess Bly only lost the hatch, so he can just remake it and long distance mining until then, but this is a lot of money lost. And look at this queen, oh my god, so ambitious. Coming here and making the command center go away. You're not welcome here. These are Zerg grounds. He's even going to creep spread here, so buying himself even more time with this base. I think he shouldn't send his whole army here, because then this base will just get sniped by Bly. And Bly, I think he should just work on his creep spread a little bit more here. In the middle of the map now. Okay, that's what he does as I say that. Finally, I was right. He needs more vision, more speed for his units. He has a lot of infestors right now. The faster they can move around, the better it is for him. Look at his economy. His economy is so strong. How many larvas is he on? 39 larvas now, so he can make a lot of units. And Bly now moving it for the kill. Braddock a little bit out of position here. And he wasn't sieged. Very nice engage here by Bly. He's going to lose most of those Ultralisks, but he's killed a lot of this Bioforce. He even weakened the Medivacs. And he should be able to get out with those infestors. One of them do get sniped as he tries to leave. 11 larvas left for Bly, which means we should have a lot of units on the way. 32 Zerglings, 7 Ultralisk, 11 Roaches. But Braddock should be able to snipe this base actually. He's really not giving up, and he did clean this creep up. So he might be able to take this base. Braddock still in this game somehow. Playing extremely well. And Bly catching a couple units out of position in the middle of the map. The Zerglings are going to try to get away. One Broodlord was left alone in the middle of the map actually. And Braddock has so much gas. Okay, he did go for the tech labs on his starport. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple of Ravens with Seeker missile being made here. It would be so good. But somehow he's not researching. I guess he has very little cash right now, and he's not maxed yet. If he was almost maxed and he had a big economy, I think he would have gone for it. But yeah, Braddock with this one PF here, one orbital command being made right next to it. Why is there still creep here? Oh, there is an Overlord. Look at this ninja. It's like under. I can't even see. There is an Overlord just right below this command center, dropping creep. So Bly is very aware that Braddock's resources are getting really dry right now. He's mostly only mining from this one base, and he knew that Braddock would work on this one base since he's the only one available. And Braddock sending a couple units here to snipe this hatch, and he's gonna get it. Really nice job here by Braddock. Oh my god, these players are playing so well right now. But Bly, he goes for the more delay on the fourth base of Braddock. Bly realizes there is a lot of units in the middle. This one Broodlord still was left alone. This guy never had any friend in the entire game. He was just alone the whole time. Steaming a couple Marauders now, trying to get a snipe on a couple of those Infestors. He does get one with a lot of energy, which I think might be okay. And those Roaches doing a very good job here. Look at Braddock, he's ready for another snipe here. Bly moving around a lot right now, being very indecisive as to what to do. He knows his opponent is not mining from this base yet, so he can still take his time. Bly's bank is still pretty big, with almost 3,000, but he doesn't have much gas anymore, so he has to be very careful. This might be his last very strong army. After this he can just mostly only remake links, and those Infestors are going to be able to get this Medivac filled with units. Braddock does drop, but those units are just going to attack the Ultralisk and do almost nothing to them. And Braddock realizes most of the army is on this side. I wouldn't have been surprised to see a couple units sent here to snipe this base, but actually Bly wants to show Braddock that he can snipe bases as well, so he moves in on this one base here. And those Ultra is going to do so much damage. Oh my god. Look at how fast a PF dies from Ultralisk. And Bly is going to trade this one base for this one Braddock's base for this. But look, Braddock, he can just land this one. I just want to see him borrow an Ultralisk here for blocking. But yeah, he's just going to leave a couple Zerglings to do that just as well. And look at this base. Braddock's income is 1700 right now to the 200 of Bly. Somehow he's making this work. Braddock, so impressive. Those two players really are not letting go of anything. Bly is in dire need of Broodlords in this game, but his gas economy is just so bad. He has almost no gas. Look, all of those are depleted. Those in the main as well. He only has those two gases, but they were long distance mining for a while now. He has those two as well, but they are almost gone as well. So yeah, he's gonna have to try to work on this base again. Pretty nice drop here. Oh, I think it's time. It's time to see some Seeker Missile. Look at Braddock's gas. He could make so many Ravens. He could win with full Ravens somehow. Could just scan, go in and Seeker Missile all those Infestors and then just end the game. But actually, Braddock, he might be able to deny this 70. Actually, Bly just saw it. Bly sending a couple infested turn eggs here, and they do have +3 attack upgrades, so they're going to do a lot of damage to this planetary fortress, removing about a third of its hit points. And Braddock, he really wants to move out right now and make something happen. Braddock is actually the guy with the better economy now, but there is all this creep. He has to remove most of it before engaging. Two Broodlords are going to start to shoot immediately, and I think Bly is just going to run into the army of Braddock here and spam a couple infested turns, try to get some good fungals, but there's so many Marauders against mostly Ultras army. I think Braddock might take this somehow. After some super impressive play, Bly realizes the fight is not going well for him. He does pull back, but those Infestors, they are getting fungals off very slowly. He definitely needs a couple infested turns if he wants to have a better shot at winning this. He did clean up most of this force, but Braddock has nothing that can attack those Broodlords, so he's just going to have to pull back for now. And those Ravens might come into play finally. They don't have much energy just yet, which is a bit worrying. He didn't get the Cadeus reactor. Oh, and I think Bly should go for the kill now. The more he waits, the worse this is going to get for him, just because Braddock has this one base. And if he can get a lot of Ravens, actually stop making Ravens for the time being. And Bly doing a very slow push here with those 4 Broodlords. I would really like to see some Queens brought into the fight to be able to transfuse the Broodlords, but Bly still doesn't do that. 14 Banelings morphing right now. 24 Zerglings are going to rejoin the fight. And Braddock gonna try to snipe a couple of these Infestors. He could have had another one. Banelings moving in now. There is no more planetary fortress here, so Bly actually has a shot at ending the game, but somehow he loses all these Broodlords to those Vikings, and he's now pulling back. And Braddock is back in the lead with 10 10 supply lead. About army supply, oh my god, 101 to 53. Braddock with the huge lead right now. Bly, he mostly only has money right now, so minerals, so he's making almost only link. Actually, Bly has so many drones, he should sacrifice some of them. Those are useless. Those 3 extra ones, and here, those 12 extra ones, they are like useless. They are not even mining at all. So you should just suicide them or make spines and push with them or something. But actually, I realize now, Bly for all this time, he didn't have adrenal glands. So he's only now making it. He's going to catch a couple of Marines out of position here and snipe them, pulling back really nicely right after that. But, Bly decides to engage, but he still has 4,000 in the bank. I really think this is a bad idea right now. And I think Bly lost most of his queens or sent them out at some point. So he cannot even inject right now. That's why he has all this cash. He doesn't have the lavas to spend them. He's on 12 lavas right now. But he has to make as much army as possible before fighting, and Braddock seizing another opportunity here, trying to snipe the hatch, or actually just going to get a couple of his units caught out of position, and 2 of the stores are going to die, as well as some of this bioforce. Braddock has so much. I really think Bly still had a shot to win this, just because he could have sniped this base with a lot of links and then still be ahead because of his economy. Even if it's mostly only minerals, he can just make so many Zerglings, like attack this army. Even if he loses, he can remake a lot of Zerglings and fight. And no, Braddock still keeps pushing this base, getting a lot of his units fungled here. He already did snipe this base, and he has this base still mining, and this one base on the left, so he's just going to pull back for now. Bly, I think, was considering attacking this left side base, but one Marine was at the Zelnaga watchtower, so he chose to clean this first. But since Braddock saw it, Bly didn't go for it. Zergling run by here, not going to be able to kill anything. And look, Bly realizes he saw this army on this side of the map, and he chooses to go for the kill here on this base. Those Marines, wow, really nice positioning here by Braddock, going to be able to take out a lot of the Zerglings. The Zerglings will get rid of those Marines, but I think Braddock is going to be able to repel this without losing this base. Even if he loses those SCVs, it's still okay for him because he has orbital commands. Sorry. Sniping a couple of those infestors now, and Bly is down to 115 supply to the 158 of Braddock, 117 army supply, 243, and still almost no queens to inject. Okay, he actually remade a lot of queens to be able to inject and spend his money, but too little too late, Bly. You lost all of your bases. In the meantime, a couple of Marines were killing this base, and now Braddock is going to be able to get rid of this base as well. All of the drones trying to get out. But Braddock just has so much, I just don't see how he could lose this game. And Braddock, he actually spent all his gas somehow. He was up to 2,500 gas at some point, maybe even 3K. And he spent all of it on Ravens and just units in general. Bly finally, I wanted to see him do this a while back. He's finally going to get the surround on this planetary fortress and get rid of it, but at what cost? 25 kills on the planetary fortress, 27 just before dying. And Braddock is just going to fly another orbital here and start mining from this base. And Braddock is actually going for the kill here. One Broodlord was made by Bly in his base, but Bly's economy is basically completely gone. 145 army supply to 44. I don't think Braddock could lose this even if he tried to. One Broodlord is left, and Bly calls GG.